2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Shameless in Chicago. This is your host, Nin.
And I'm Luke.
And I have a question for you, Luke.
Hold on. It gave me anxiety. My palms are sweating. Why are you looking at me like that?
Palms are sweaty. Arms spaghetti. Eight.
You don't know any lyric to that song,
No,
do you?
not even in the slightest.
What's up?
Do you believe in right person, wrong time?
I don't think I've never experienced that. I believe in right job, wrong time. No. I've never had a relationship where I look back and I say, oh, I wish I could go back because we're different now. I don't think about it like that. Once you move forward, it's gone. It's over in my mind.
I don't think of it like that either.
No? What are your thoughts on wrong person, right time? Right time, wrong person?
Right person, wrong time.
What are your thoughts on right person, wrong time?
So I was having a conversation with one of my girlfriends, and she was like, Nin, I think I met the one for me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so great. Like, I'm so glad you found your person. And then she's like, yeah, but no, he's not emotionally healthy yet.
What? Hold on. Is this just a romanticization of someone who's not well, or?
No. Like, he's like not into the best behaviors of life. If y'all are picking up what I'm putting down,
I can fix him.
Like on Love is Blind, I'm a fix a hoe, you know?
You're definitely a fixer-upper, I could tell you that.
You're a fixer-upper. That's why Charlie is dating you. Anyways, moving on. I'm still waiting. See, I sent Luke in to Charlie to fix him up, and I want him back refurbished. I'm still waiting, and it's been 2.5 years.
I only came back more sunburned. I'm sorry. There's more damage than when you left me.
I would have to agree. So anyways, my friend said she met a man and she's like, he's the one for me. And I'm just like, oh my God, that's so great. And she's like, yeah, but he needs to heal. Like, he has some healing to do. He needs to go to therapy. He needs to do all that jazz. And then it got me thinking, like, right person, wrong time. And I'm just like, do we believe in that? Like, is that something to believe in? I don't know. It feels so tricky because, like, I have come across guys where I'm like, oh my God, you're so great, but like the timing was just off. But as I have gone through life and like now I'm in my relationship and like it's healthy, thank God, I don't even think that it was like right person, wrong time. I think that the person that meets you and crosses your path is the person that's supposed to meet you and cross your path at that moment in your life.
I'm just a big believer in fate.
Yeah, same.
I just don't see there's no, the universe has woven every little bit of our lives. Like it's just all out there. It's all predestined. It sounds weird coming from me because I'm such a free spirit.
I know.
But I definitely feel it's fated. Like, I don't think I was ever not meant to meet my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I just don't believe, like, I look back on all the dates I've had, all the weird relationships I've had. I just say, I don't think I would be as happy as I am right now if I was with these people, because even though I felt kind of happy with them at the time, looking back on it, I know that was the get out situation.
How did you meet your boyfriend?
We met at a Christian cooking class when we were going through the fake shopping shelves and reaching for vegetables at the market.
Okay. Anyways, how did you actually meet your boyfriend?
We met on Grindr.
Grindr.
We met on Grindr trading nudes.
Did you actually?
I may have pushed a little.
Did you use Photoshop for some crotch enhancements?
I didn't need to, okay? I don't need to hide my crotch like you do.
I'm bricked up.
Oh my God. No, we met on Grindr. He was just so adorable.
So, for those that don't know, what is Grindr like? Is it like Tinder? Or what is it?
So Grindr is, how do I explain it? Think about it as your phone starts off with like a 3x3 grid.
Okay.
And each square is a person. Mm-hmm. And it will organize those persons to who's closest to you by the foot.
So the person could be right next to you.
No, it will not even tell you like it will say like 30 feet away.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Very specific.
So Grindr's kind of terrifying in that aspect, but it's the biggest gay social network. At least it was when I was dating and single. I hear there's a couple new ones coming out of the woodwork now.
Oh, okay.
But it was that's where we met. He kind of was always around on my grid. I always worked around in the area, and I just went over to his house, and we ended up watching movies for our first couple of dates.
Wait, did you like slide up on him, or like
oh
what
no,
happened?
I was persistent. Every day I'd say hi, good morning, how are you? I think we talked for a week before we met.
Did he like message you back when you messaged him? Hey.
He wasn't as quick, but that's because he sleeps in really late.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Luke, for perspective, wakes up at like 6 a.m. and his boyfriend doesn't wake up until 12.
He wakes up at 10:30.
10:30.
Which feels like 12.
And for me and Armand, it's the same way. Armand wakes up at like 5 a.m. and I don't wake up until 10.
No, we're really polar opposites on a lot of things.
Yeah.
I realize, like, I will, if I sleep over at his house, I will wake up at 5:30 in the morning. And
Wow.
there's a choice. Do I get up and get on the couch and scroll my phone, or do I just kind of hold this man in bed for an indeterminate amount of time?
Yeah. So your boyfriend, you feel like fate kind of placed you at your job to be in close location with him, because otherwise you wouldn't have met him.
I do, and we're constantly together. It's just so convenient that I could drive 7 minutes still in the direction of my home and be at my boyfriend's house.
Oh, wow.
When he lived in this apartment that we first met at, I was a little freaked out by it because it's an old Chicago home. It's an old Oak Park home. Mm-hmm. But I'm convinced it was haunted. Like, I'm talking like I'm talking like haunting in Connecticut style haunted. Every time I looked in like a dark corridor, I always saw like the woman with like the long hair over her face, like from the ring.
Absolutely not.
I was like, I cannot stay here. This is ridiculously haunted, and I don't know how you sleep through this.
Oh my gosh.
He doesn't believe me still. His
So-
neighbors are very nosy.
So when you met your partner, would you say like you were healthy and ready for a relationship? Like, do you feel like he was right person, right
I
time?
was a hoe. When I
Okay.
met my partner.
Didn't want to say it, but
Yeah, no. I mean, they say you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, but here we are, pretty housewifed up. I'm house husband, actually. I'm house trained now.
Okay.
But no, I was a hoe. I didn't expect it to go. No, I'm not going to say that. I was a hoe, and I think my boyfriend was actually trying to get into the beginning of his hoe phase because he had never given himself a hoe phase before. So he says...
Well, because he had just gotten out of a long relationship, correct?
Right, yeah. But he's always been in long relationships, as to where I've always been in short flings. And this is actually the longest relationship, but this is probably a spec to him.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at him like, oh, we should get married soon. And he looks at me like, oh, I've got years on you.
Right.
So it's a little off-putting. We have some challenges in that, but I think I'm in it for the long haul.
Nice. So do you think that if you had met him before, you wouldn't have been ready to be in a relationship with him?
I don't think I would have been. No, I think I would have been just a little too rushy. I think it would have been too physical. I think I would have been too ready to move on, you know?
Yeah.
I was ready when I met him. The moment I met him, I think what sold it for me is that I had agreed in our Grindr chats that we were going to wear our suit jackets on our first date. Mm-hmm. I totally thought it was a joke, and then I walk up to his front door after I see him waiting for me because I spent too long in the car after I told him I arrived.
Yeah.
I walk up to his front door, and he looks kind of disappointed because I haven't shown up yet, and he's wearing a blue blazer.
Oh, that's so cute.
And I'm wearing a sweater.
Oh, you're
So,
disappointed.
yeah, I fucked up. But it was just so cute for me. It hooked me in. Like, I had to get more of it.
Yeah.
How about you? Didn't you meet your boyfriend at a bar?
Yeah. So the way that I met my boyfriend was honestly completely fate. Like, I was noticing like little signs from God that my lover was about to approach, because I kept seeing hearts in the most randomest places. Like, we'll insert a picture on YouTube, but I was walking to school and on the ground was a heart-shaped leaf. And I was like, okay, like, is the universe mocking me right now? Because the year that I met my boyfriend, I was my best friend, Sarah's maid of honor in May. And then a couple months later, I was my friend Lily, who was also on the podcast. I was her bridesmaid, and she got married in August. And then my friend Lenora had met somebody.
I officiated that wedding, by the way.
Yeah, he officiated that wedding. Lenora was getting married in what was supposed to be October. And I was like, okay, like, I've accepted. Oh, and I had found out that my friend Sarah, who had just gotten married previously, wanted to start having kids. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to be the cool, fun aunt. Like, I've accepted it. I am just going to go get my education. I'm going to travel and I will just be single. Like, it is what it is. None of these guys are working. Whatever. I'm not going to force it. And once I had kind of accepted that for myself and just kind of really let go and let God, I prayed about it, of course. And I was like, God, if you want me to be in a relationship and a happy and healthy one, like, please bring that person towards me and for me. And then, so then I started to see some signs. And then my friend Lenora was supposed to get married in October. And she was like, actually, we're changing our date to September. And I was like, that's a full month. And she was like, yeah, that's okay. Like, we're going to do it. We're going to plan it really quickly. And I was like, okay, great. So
I'm sorry. You just sent me on a flashback to when I wrote a whole wedding ceremony with the 24-hour notice.
yeah, see, like it was
It was a really wild wedding.
Yeah, it was like literally she was a weekend, 3 weeks. And she was like, hey guys, we're getting married in sooner than you thought.
Well, you know what? I will tell you, I actually did marry that couple in a parking lot of an export.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before the actual wedding.
They're still married to this day, so congratulations.
I have
to them.
100% success rate.
We're So they got married at a lodge, and we were tasked with decorating it. So it was a Friday. It was a Friday that we were decorating, and she got married on a Saturday. So the day before, we decorated and everything, and we were, getting the centerpieces ready, the arches ready, the balloons, everything just to make it like a pretty wedding. And my girlfriends, we're a group of 4 or 5, mashallah, like we're a group of girlfriends. And they were like, hey, Nin, we're actually going to go to the bar down the street. Do you want to come join us? And I was like, no, like not really. My friend is going to come over and we're just going to like get McDonald's and just stay in. And they were like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, no, I'm sure. Like, I'm not coming. So I went home and I had my friend, like he came over. We had our McDonald's and it was a vibe. It was a vibe for sure. And then the next day I had work in the morning and I got my coffee read, and my coffee reading said, you have a wedding coming up, and after the wedding, you're going to be offered to go out because you're going to have more fun at the after party. And I was just like, okay, like whatever, like not really paying it much attention. And then I went to the wedding and my friends were like, Nin, we met the cutest guy. And I was just like, okay. And they were just like, we met these 2 guy friends. They're so cool, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, okay, cool. And they're like, they're going to be at the bar tonight, so you're going to come with us later, right? And I was just like, okay, yeah, because my coffee reading told me to.
Why does this all just sound like a plot from one of those 80s teens movies?
Really?
Yeah. You have to come tonight. He's going to be there. You're going to meet, and you get a strange prediction in your coffee reading.
Oh,
this
that's so
is
true.
Totally reading like Breakfast Club vibes.
Oh my God, you're so right. So yeah, so after the wedding was such a fun time for a wedding that was thrown together like overnight. It was a lot of fun. And so afterwards I was tired, and my mom and my sister came with me to the wedding, and I was like, I'm so tired. And I was like, guys, I'm just going to go home and I'm going to change and like, I'll come. And they're like, you have to come. And I was like, okay. So I went home and I was with my sister and I was like, I don't really want to go. Like, I'm so tired. And she's like, no, like, let's go. We'll have fun. I was like, but my coffee reading said I had to go. So I'm going to go. So I went to the bar. I met my friends at the bar, and Armand was there. And they were like, Nin, this is our friend that we met yesterday. And it was Armand and his other friend, Donald. He's in one of my YouTube videos.
Oh, I thought you said they were good looking guys.
My man's pretty attractive. Anyways, so Armand comes up to me and he says, hey, I'm Armand. And I see him and I'm like, shit. He's cute. But he wasn't Middle Eastern. And at that point in my life, I really just wanted a Middle Eastern guy. I was like, guys, I just want a Middle Eastern guy. And then he asked for my Snapchat at the end of the night. And a month later, my friend had a Halloween party. And then he asked me out on a date. And 2 weeks later, he asked me to be his girlfriend. But you guys want to hear the craziest part of how they even met Armand and his friend. And this is why I think God has a plan in everything. because my friends met him. The bar was packed. This is a popular bar. The bar was packed. And they lifted up their phone to take a selfie. And Armand goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Did I get in your picture?" And that's how everything started. Isn't that crazy?
Don't you forget about me. That's how I feel about all this. It's just an 80s movie to me. You're Molly Ringwald right now.
Oh my gosh. I mean, she's the star of the show.
Well,
so.
Well, that's all super cute. So you had a total meet cute, and I had a hookup into a housewife situation.
Yeah, but like the whole point of my story is that like you kind of have to surrender yourself to like God and just like not put a lot of pressure on yourself. And it's like when something's supposed to happen, it'll happen. You won't know how it's going to happen, but it's just going to happen. Like had my friend not changed her wedding date to over a month before,
thanks, Lenora,
we would have never met. Had my friends never gone to the bar afterwards that Friday and gone home like I did, we would have never met. Had my friends never like taken a selfie, something as simple as that, at the right moment where he was passing by.
Someone set up the dominoes just right to get everything to where you are now.
Exactly. And it's like you can think that you might have met the right person at the wrong time, but they might have just been the person that you needed to meet at that time.
It kind of teaches you what you want in that moment. You know, I learned everything that I needed to learn from my past relationships to be happy in my current relationship.
What is something that you can take away from an old relationship that you have implemented today?
That personal space goes a long way, even in a relationship. I see my boyfriend 4 or 5 times a week, but I know that there's still times that we need to have little breathers in between each other. Seeing each other every day can be, it's like over-exhausting yourself towards each other.
1,000%.
Got to keep a little mystery alive. Got to keep a little suspense. We like to miss each other a little bit.
And I think that's really important. With my current relationship, before my current boyfriend, I had another guy that I was like really into, and I was like, he's the right person for me, but it's just the wrong time. Like I was really big on that. He's the right person for me, but it's just the wrong time. And when I had time to kind of grow up and like reflect on that relationship, I've come to the realization he was the right person for me at that time, because he invoked such great anxiety within me and I didn't know what that anxiety was. I was able to go on my own healing journey. I was able to go to therapy and really learn about me and myself and almost fall in love with myself again, because I was like, no man should have the right to make me feel insecure and to make me feel anxious, that I regained control of myself. And also being comfortable being alone and by yourself, and just knowing that like, no matter how much you try to force something, it will never happen. If it is not in the cards for you, it's not going to happen. And if you just kind of reflect on your life and be like, how has God played a part in my life? And how has he kind of made the dominoes fall into play? You can reflect and be like, he's got me. I'm good. I'm chilling, you know? And so like with that guy that I knew beforehand, I can confidently say he was the right person at the right time, because without him, I would not have gone on this healing journey for myself. And then I wouldn't have been a healthy person in my current relationship.
Wow. You know, I think it goes a long way. I learned how to communicate, I think. Effectively, I learned how to communicate more. I have to communicate my wants and my needs to my partner. Rather than think they implicitly know everything that I need and want, it's like we're learning about each other more and more every day. And I feel like that's the fun of the relationship, I've learned. Just get to learn about each other a little bit more every day, and I can't rush that.
No, you can't. And like emphasis on you can't rush it. You can't expect the relationship to be perfect the next day.
Right. We're all storybooks, you know. Gotta turn those pages super fucking slow.
Oh my God, so slowly. And you can't expect to like get into a relationship and it's all like roses and butterflies.
No, it's really work. People really put work into one another, and that's how we get these people. That's how we are who we are today. I have a boyfriend who probably shoveled a little bit too much confidence into my body, and that's why I do the things that I do, because I feel like I can.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad, because I don't think if I met him, I would have that same level of confidence I do to have to go out into the world and be the asshole in public.
And like, that's so important, is that your partner should be your sense of confidence. Like, they help lift you up, never drag you down.
That's true. And they're always like, my partner is there for me when I'm at a crossroads. If I have like an issue where I need to say, hey, I need your outside opinion, it's actually really sobering to hear something that I probably would never even think of. He once told me that if I ever needed to drop a friend, he either puts them in a recycling bin or a trash bin.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm a little weirded out that I started thinking of people like garbage, but it helps kind of sort them out in my mind.
Hey, the trash takes itself out.
It does.
So if you had one piece of advice to give to the people that are like right person, wrong time, what would you tell them?
I would say if you think it's the right person in the wrong time, then it's not the right person. Once it's the right person, your body's going to know. And I feel like that person's going to be like magnetically attracted to you, because if it's the right time, they're going to want you too.
Yeah.
Don't hold yourself aside just waiting for someone to think for it's going to be the right time, because the right time's going to come with the right person.
Oh, that's beautiful. That was beautifully said.
Thank you. Oh my God, for the first time, you're not insulting me.
But our friendship that's what it is.
It is.
You wouldn't want it any other way. I think if I could tell you guys anything, those of you that are like, it's the right person, but the wrong time. It's go about your life and live your life, and your journey will lead you to the destination that you need to be at, right? And if you believe you have met the right person at the wrong time, that might be the case. You might have met the person, but you guys are just not right for each other in the moment. You might have to go on your own separate healing journeys or your own separate life journeys. And if your paths are meant to cross again, they will cross at a time where God thinks it's right, the universe, whatever you want to call it. Whenever that time is right for you to meet together, you won't have to force it. You won't have to go out of your way to do it. It will just happen. And when it happens, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, that's insane. I have my one friend, her cousin, that's how they met. They were in a relationship when they were in their young 20s, and they broke up, and they didn't see each other for like 4 years, for a really long time. And then she had just gotten out of a long-term relationship, and they crossed paths at a party, at a college friend party, and they rekindled, and they're married today.
Oh, wow. So they just need a little time apart?
Just needed that like time apart.
Needed some time to cook?
Needed a little time to cook. But yeah, I think she like went on to like get her master's and everything, and like works at like Loyola, and like, you know, she girl bossed it for sure. But it's like, just, they went their separate ways and never talked. Had no idea they were going to be at the same friend's party.
And they probably evolved so much in those 4 years that they're completely different people.
Right, exactly. But that's not to say go about and live your life and pray every day that you're going to meet that person that you thought was right person, wrong time. Absolutely not.
We only move forward up in this bitch.
We only move forward. And what's meant to be for you will be for you.
Period.
So go live your life, guys, girls, and everything in between.
Well, I'm just thankful that I no longer have to guess. I think I found my forever partner, and I'm forever going to be touching his face and giving him breakouts, even though he tells me not to every single day. Go find someone that you can annoy comfortably. That's my advice to people these days.
Yeah, be yourself, because my partner, I squeeze him like a tube of toothpaste.
And he be squeezing out everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
I treat him the way I used to treat Luca.
She used to grab my man tits on the daily and grab them hard. I'm talking that she used to grab them and pull them towards her like she was milking a cow.
No, I didn't.
Tell me you didn't.
I just like
in public.
I just like scooped them from the bottom.
I'm sorry, were my titties on the floor?
Yeah. Yes, they
You're
were.
telling me my titties are on the floor?
They're on the ground shaking.
Bruh, get those arms out of my face.
Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to us, and I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. Please let us know in the comments below at our Instagram, on our YouTube. If you ever feel like right person, wrong time, or what if you have like a crazy story like my friend's cousin, let us all know. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and give this podcast a 5-star rating. And we are here for you guys. Every brand new episode, it comes out on Wednesdays. The new video comes out on Thursdays. And we look forward to seeing you guys all here again next week.
And if you feel like having us pick apart your stories or your anecdotes or whatnot, feel free to send us a DM on Instagram or YouTube, and we may feature your story here on Shameless in Chicago.
And you will be completely anonymous.
Completely anonymous. Please do join us next time as Nin jumps into a giant French press and she only has seconds to escape before I squish her into coffee.
Only if it's the gingerbread one. You can't get away from me. I'm the gingerbread man. Hey!
That was embarrassing. Bye, everyone.
Bye.